Hello everybody, it's Nairi. Welcome to my channel. I have got this collage paper here, so I don't know if you saw my last video, or I don't know if it's the last one or not. I made these, so I am going to cut these into ephemera. However, I want to make some coin pockets today, so what I did is I scanned in those collage papers and I came out with these, and I think they're rather nice. So I've got lots more of these, but let's not go too cray-cray. Let's, you know, see what we come up with. I've also got this vellum, which I thought might be nice. There's a little bit of an overlay on them, not sure, and I've got bits and bobs to embellish as well. So the way that I've seen the coin pockets done is Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah, so I'm roughly going with that. I say roughly because I always end up doing my own thing. So let's get the back inked, because when you've got the little inside, then you know you see very stark white. So I'm going to make these collage papers available in Etsy. I haven't done it yet, and probably Ko-fi as well. Let's get this inked up nice. So I've got a bit of a mixture of antique linen here and this tattered rose, but I'm not too worried what it comes out like, really. I didn't want anything too dark. Yeah, sometimes it's nice not to have the vintage photo, isn't it, and darker colours. So I just thought, let's not, you know. So I don't know where I'm going to use these coin pockets yet. I'm going to start making a journal soon. It's a really dimpsy day today. Dimpsy means it's dark and rainy. So I'll definitely be editing this video to make you be able to see a lot better, because I can barely see myself. I've just tried my light on, as in my normal bedroom light, because that's where I am. And it was too yellow, so I'll be making this brighter during my editing process. Right, okay, so I think, I mean, obviously don't need to do all the way around, but it's easier to do that and I don't have to go back on it. Let's do the other one as well. So let's see if we can remember how to do this now. So yeah, these collage sheets will be in this, as they were in this coloured, and there will be faded ones, black and white ones, and a slight hint of green, and there will all be a set that you can get when I get them up on Ko-fi and Etsy. Alright, so let's get going. Let's see. So you just need to remember that however the height is going to be, it's going to be slightly less because you're going to have a fold. And I'm following the way Tina did it. She has a little fold at the bottom and then the thumb hole at the top. So that's the way I'm doing it. Let's see. But you sort of do it like this, so that you have this bit in the centre. So as you can see, that's going to be too big for a pocket. I mean, you could have one that big. Is it too wide? Possibly a little bit too wide. So I've also got a light cardstock here. If I'm honest with you, I don't really know why I put it on card. I think I was thinking coin pocket needs to be a bit more hefty as a tag, and I probably didn't want to back it. That's probably why I did it like that. So that's roughly, let's have a look again. Yeah, that's roughly the width I want it, I think. And then bearing in mind we've got this fold happening at the bottom, so it'll be more like that. I think just take a little bit off. I'm gonna have to ink again, aren't I? I'm not concentrating really. Well, maybe not, because I'll make the thumb hole where the ink is. We'll be alright, won't we? Just roughly how we want to cut it. We can tidy it up in a minute. I do have what are they called? Cutting machine. It's not called a cutting machine, I know. I do have one, but I prefer using my scissors. I like to hold hands on. So let's do the folding then. As I say, it's harder with cardboard to do this, so I wouldn't do a really thin paper, not if you're going to use it as an actual pocket to put things in. So that's wrong to start with. We need to come a bit further over than that. I mean, you don't need the seam in the centre if you don't want the seam in the centre. Do you know what I'm saying? It's up to you really how you do it. That's quite nice, isn't it? So got this here a minute. bone folder somewhere around, my loves, but who knows where. It's probably in my drawer, and I will need to get stuff out of my drawer. So I'm going to need the thumb hole jobby. Oh, there it is. Would you believe it's where it should be? Stranger things happen. All right, that's better. Better. That sounded very Cornish, didn't it? The exciting thing, guys, I have made a Cornish kit. I can't wait to use it, but I did promise, no, I didn't promise, but I was going to do the fairy, Bluebell Fairy next. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now she has the fold at the bottom, so we do these little corners like this. If you go too mad like that, you don't have much to fold up, so we're just kind of quite slopey. And then on the other side, I'm sure you've seen people do things like this before many times. But, you know, I'm sure you see people do it properly rather than me fiddling around like that. Just to get them roughly the same. Does it matter if they're not entirely the same? No. You can always neaten things up afterward, that's why I'm saying that. Alright. Now this is a bit where I got a bit confused and I forgot what she did, but you open it out like so. Alright. So if you want to see how Tina does it, please do go and have a look. And that's something I recognised as well, is if you don't cut these straight across, you end up with a lot of extra work to do. So just don't overcut, but definitely go straight up to the corner as neat as you can. And the other way round. Can see that that's not quite right there. Let's go a little bit more. Okay. So we can see where the ink was really needed. So all of that fussing around was definitely not worth it. So let's, you know, go a bit more cray-cray with the ink here. Because then when we cut it with a something, you'll see the inked behind, so that's okay. So now we've got this little flap, can you see? So I wish I hadn't sort of over folded it before. Now I've got a bit of a crease there, but that is because I've got cardboard and it does crease more, doesn't it, when you first fold. So let's just get that a little bit better. Now we decided now we go in. Okay, so there is a bit of a overlap there, but I think that won't matter. I think it'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So being that I've got cardboard, I'm going to use the art glitter glue, but if you had a thicker paper, you could definitely just use an ordinary stick glue, and this will be where I can't get my glue out probably. So talk quietly amongst yourselves. So I'm going to put it on here. Oh, it's coming out. Praise the Lord. Would you believe it? All yesterday I wanted to get in this craft room and do something, and you know what, I just didn't work out, and I didn't feel like I could do it either. So I'm really happy to be here today. You know, you get days when you feel like you can do things and days when you don't feel like you can do it. And I didn't even, it wasn't so much even the camera, because sometimes I have days when I want to craft but I don't want to do a recording. But it wasn't actually that either. I just didn't feel, I had lots of ideas for crafting, but I didn't feel up to doing any of it. So I did work on the kit that I'm telling you about, and I really like it. Really like it. Okay, so normally, of course, I'd wait for this to dry before I'm trying to punch any holes in, but we can't do that. So I come in here. So what I'm saying is, Tina was saying like this would be the front with the seams and the thumb hole, but if I'm honest with you, that's probably nicer as the front. So I could put my thumb hole there if I really want to. I think I'm actually going to put my thumb hole here. I don't think it really matters like that, does it? But I'm going to do it so it's a bit different from what she's done. Now this will be fun because I'm not really going to be able to get this in. I do have the next size down, but it's not the next size down, it's weeny. It's weeny tiny. That's going to look silly. So I'm going to have to make this work somehow. Maybe we can just about get enough on there, but we can't. Okay, I might have to actually see. I'll see what this looks like. If not, I'm gonna scissor cut. Well, that looks silly, doesn't it? So we're gonna scissor cut this. I didn't get a thumb hole thingy cutter, circle cutter, for a long time, so I used to do this. So I suppose if you don't want all the gadgets and you don't have a thumb hole stamp, then I'm showing you it can be done, although I'm making a mess of this because I need smaller scissors and I don't know where they are. Well, I couldn't find them and I didn't want to waste a lot of time, so I think what we'll do is we'll make this best of a bad job, but perhaps we do the next one differently. I don't know. You see, I've got better scissors here. They're a bit sharper than my faves, so I think they work a little bit better. So maybe if I go a bit more defined, then actually we might rather than be frightened of it, you know. I mean, it's not what I want, but it's okay. I mean, it can be done, and obviously it's better to be done before it's folded, but it's just not the same as using a circle punch, honestly, is it? But maybe I just go a little bit further again. Don't switch off and adjust your TV sets. It's just one of those things. So when we ink it, to be honest, it does make a big difference. And obviously we're going to put stuff on it and embellish it and make it pretty. And you won't be looking at that and thinking, oh dear, in quite the same way as what you were. Okay. So that was a bit of a, you know, fail, but never mind. Okay, so we've got the basis of it now, and I'm using this as the front. So let's see what else we have. So I've got, so whilst this is beautiful, I did wonder whether having some vellum on it and some embellishment will also be very nice. So let's cut this vellum. This vellum happens to have come from a thrift store. We call it a scrap store where we live. And it happens to be sectioned out, I think, quite neatly where these flowers are. So I'm going to go with where it's at. Let's try not to get ourselves in too much of a pickle. Try not to. So let's section it out where it is. Because I could cover the whole of the pocket with vellum, but I wasn't thinking I'd do that. That's quite pretty, isn't it? And perhaps if we come a little bit further up as well, and we're not looking at that, but then I'm just kind of looking at it and thinking, where do we go with this? It's a shame that we're covering up that focus bit there, isn't it? We could do it more as a sort of fussy cut-ish. Well, let's try that a little bit. Because I feel like we don't need this extra spare vellum. We're covering up some of that nice design, aren't we? Kind of got to go with what you think, haven't you? And adjust. I did do a bit of a prototype of these pockets, but I didn't like the stick. I put some stickers on the front and I wasn't too keen. And then I found this vellum yesterday and thought, now that's, to me, that does look nicer. So why don't we get that on? We just see if we're going to layer it now. Have a butterfly as well. Quite big, isn't it? The butterfly. I really like that butterfly on there though. And I'm not thinking I'm loving the vellum quite as much. I just think maybe it's a bit big. Let's just cut it down a bit more. It's It's gone from being a vellum idea to a very minimal vellum idea, isn't it? But you know, that's okay. All in a day's work, my dears. Oh gosh. Maybe if we can just get that on there like that, that's nicer. Book page, or should we say vintage sewing pattern page. That might add something. Yes, I think that does. Still putting that there. I do have some wording, but that could just... Well, I'm going to put that on there because of the muck up at the top. Right, and lace is the only thing that I think is lacking. Let me just see what I've got. Don't want anything too big. Down the bottom there like that. Yeah, I think we've got lift off, everybody. This will be the point when the glue now just doesn't work. Oh, okay, didn't need that much, did I? Not with glitter glue. If you've never used it, you don't need very much of it. That's the whole benefit. But some of us don't take any notice of that, do we? Okay, let's just spread that a bit more so the whole butterfly gets pretty much stuck down. Pop that on. Which way round? That way round. Can hang off a bit from the side, I'm thinking. Let's get the wording at the top, right by that mess up at the top there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the next one now, because I do like how this has come out. I just was a faff, wasn't it? Trying to get that top bit done, but not all of you are going to have everything to your hands, so I guess watching me struggle to cut that out is not a bad thing in a way. I don't want to go over the focus bit there, so let's put that there. And right there. So I did buy everything I needed pretty much to do the next journal, which was going to be Bluebell Fairy. It might still be, to be fair, because I do have the material I need and stuff like that. So, but when I made this Cornish kit, sorry to shout it then, didn't I? I just thought I did it slightly differently. I did lots of background papers with it, and yeah, I feel like we just need something else. I don't know whether we need something pretty, blingy. What do we need? Let's have a look, shall we? I think we'll finish this one and we'll do one more. I've been making very, very long videos, and well, to be honest, the battery will probably run out and I'll probably run out of energy. So we appear to have used a lot of what was in here. I mean, that could be quite cute, couldn't it? Not the red. That's a button. Bit too... I was really just thinking of a pearl, actually, but I must have used a lot of them. Well, let's put it this way, I've used them from in here. Ooh, don't you roll off. I don't know. I was wanting to roll away. I think the pearl, where would we put it though? It just needs to be, I don't know. I wonder whether that's better. I've done it now. It's on. It's a bit bulky, but it does look nice with that paper behind. Do we want a pearl as well? We could do. Let me have a look. Yeah. Doesn't add much in a way, but it does make that flower look a little less plonked, doesn't it? So I need that to dry. And what else are we going to do? The lace. Where's it gone? I can't see the lace anywhere. What have I done with it? It's impossible to keep things in order when you're crafting. If you're the most amazing person that keeps everything tidy, I want to hear from you. I don't think I'm tidy by nature, so I suppose I was never going to be a tidy crafter. Should we put it that way? Right, okay. So we're going to come across with this very vintagey lace, because I think it will just finish it off nicely. down the bottom there. Now you can make all sorts of sizes of these. So when I had a full piece of paper and I was experimenting, I cut them down and down until I had 3 different sizes, which you could actually layer on top of each other for like triple pockets. But the trouble is you cover up then anything nice you do on them. So that's why I'm sticking to one size today, because I do think you can decorate it more that way. I need this to stay. Actually, I have enough to go around the back. I think I'll do that as well. Let's do that. And we'll make another one, and we'll try and make it a bit different. I don't know how yet, but we haven't started it, but I think I'm making it look different. I mean, I could do an eyelet at the top, but that's not really a coin pocket look, so I think I will still battle with that opening at the top. If I make it a bit wider though, my husband's sneezing downstairs, I can hear him, then we might be able to get that hole punch, circle punch in there. Okay, I'm really happy about that. I'm really pleased with it. Hope you like that. So that's that one. Let's put that somewhere safe. A swig of water. Is anybody up to anything at the moment? Are you in the middle of a project? What are you doing? Or do you just like watching? Which is fine, of course. Absolutely fine. Right, now we could use the whole piece of paper and we'll end up with a bigger... To be honest, this piece of paper's got quite a different look to the other one. It's a bit pinker. But do you know what? Why don't we use the whole thing? It'll be a bigger pocket entirely, but I'm not going to have the problem, am I, of getting the hole punched. It's going to be fine. So just going to gently do that so I can see where I'm at. Maybe a little bit further over, just a smidge. I'm feeling more confident with this one, but that's not necessarily meaning it will come out perfectly. Oh, sorry. So if you've not found Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah, I can recommend especially the mask making, because I think she's very good at just showing you a nice, easy way to do things. Now that's not central. I mean, I'm not particularly bothered by that, but you might be. So if you wanted it to be central, then you would have to keep mucking about with it until you got where you wanted to be, I suppose. A bit wonky, Nairi. Bit wonky. Yes, I didn't say at the beginning, my name is Nairi. And you're probably thinking, what nationality and where does that name come from? Well, there is a story around my name. It's not particularly one that you'd be like, oh, isn't that lovely? You'd be like, oh, okay, that's different. Right, let me just concentrate though. Doing the bit down the bottom next, aren't we? Obviously, the bigger you make these cuts here, the bigger the fold that you have going up, so you can alter that to your heart's content. Alright, just had a little break because the battery died on me. I think we know where we're going with this one, don't we? Let's pop that on there. There we go. Okay. It's definitely harder with cardboard. Now, Let's just not get myself confused in any way. So this is going to be quite big, isn't it? But I think that can work. I mean, this card is not thick, so it's a little bit malleable. And when you put it in your journal, I suppose you've got the option of sticking the back. With this though, I've got quite a nice pattern of an eye either side, so I feel like paper clipping it onto the journal would be nicer. Now, because I've done this collage all over the place, sometimes everything looks upside down, but actually it's the way I did the collage anyway, so that's all right. Okay. Whoa, I thought for a minute that was wrong. Okay, we're getting on all right, aren't we? Just get that one up like so. Now hopefully you'll be able to use the circle punch in a minute. Sorry that I'm taking longer to fold, but as you can tell there's a bit of resistance there with the cardboard. So I could, before I stick anything, it's possibly what I should have done with the last one, is get in here now and do it without it being stuck together. Let's do that. There isn't, this hole punch is a 2-inch one. The other one I got is, I don't know what, but there is a 1.5, which I think is probably the one that most people use, the 1.5. I'm just saying that if you haven't bought one, look for the 1.5, I'd say. Wow, that was loud, wasn't it? Phew, well, that does look nicer, I'm not gonna lie. All my faffing around with the scissors is to no avail now that we see how nice that looks. Right. Let's get glued down, shall we? Just glue nicely on this side. So when Tina does her mass make, she does it in assembly style. So she would cut all her paper out, then she would fold, then she would do all the punching. So she does it in that way. That's what she calls a mass make. So when I make a lot of ephemera, I don't really mass make. I would finish one off each time, because I'm a bit like that. I like to see a finished result. But you can do the mass making alongside with her, which is really nice. So you can listen to her chat while she's making. It's very good fun. Right, okay. So we could do it differently. So obviously with this one, we have, see, this is what I mean, like if you had 3 different sizes working down, and I do have leftover paper that I could do this, you could have, you wouldn't decorate so heavily, but you could have 3 different pockets on top of each other. Okay, so I digress. So having it this way, although this way is still nicer, isn't it weird how that's worked out? That's just by accident. But we're going to stick to the plan. Let's go for the pink, shall we? I think the pink will look nice on this one. I mean, if I don't stick these pockets in and I just paper clip them, then someone will get the benefit of both sides. So it doesn't matter as much as if you were going to actually. Now that could go on pretty much like that. I don't think I need to fussy cut this one. It's not as big. If you know where to get really pretty vellum from, let me know, because I haven't really found any that easily. I just happened to pick this up and it was just one of those things, you know. But I could do with a few sheets of nice vellum. Right, so I'm going to put that one there. Okay, I think we'll do a butterfly again. So that looks really nice there, doesn't it? Then I do like the paper. I wonder whether it could look nice like that. A different type of lace, perhaps, or edging. Different things going on. Actually, let's use a bit of fabric, shall we? I did say I'd try and make it a bit different for you. Let's have that poking out a bit more. but then, so I just need to fiddle around and just see what's what here. Do you know what's strange, but that fabric's just not working. Maybe we can have it there. That's better. Yeah. What else have we got? I've got some chiffon. I've got some gold. I don't want to make it too pinky, but I do think the pink will look nice on here. You see? Yeah, to be honest, it's a no-brainer, I think. Let's get these on then. So if you've not found me before, then I'm sure you've worked out I'm from the UK. And oh, I didn't tell you about my name, did I, in the end? So my name thing was that my dad fancied an actress by the name of Nairi. So I was called Alison for a couple of days, and then the doctor started saying, Ali's crying, and so my dad said, no, that's not happening. And he just said to my mum, oh, I want to call her Nairi, and she said, yes, okay. So it's a very rare name over here anyway. So yes, I'm from the UK. Let's tear this down a bit. And I started off more as a decorative planner. So I do still have that channel, and I do have started posting on it again. But I went away from it for a while because I didn't have so much to plan at home. And I'd had a few health issues anyway, so perhaps not so much was happening. But then because we've started homeschooling my son, it's been quite useful again. So I started popping some videos on there. But if you're interested in kits, digitals, then just kind of want that. I do want to chop that off, even though it's a bit of a shame. I just want to chop that off. There's quite a few digitals on my shop now. I'm building them up. There's quite a few on there. And I make the junk journals, obviously. So I have one for sale at the moment. It's been on for a couple of weeks now. It's a bit more of an expensive one, so I guess that's why. But that's in both Ko-fi and Etsy. You can find that. It's a sewing themed journal. What else to tell you? I could tell you lots of things, but I don't want to bore you too much in this video. Alright, so let's get this across here. I did put some wording, didn't I, on the other one, and I do think I might do that as well. Let's come down a bit lower. So this channel is quite new because what happened was I was doing junk journaling and planning on the same channel, and I just found that perhaps there was a bit of a divided audience. So I decided to start this one up, so it's quite new, and separate the junk journaling out. So I'm happy with the way that that's going. I think it was the right decision for me anyway. And it seems to be working okay. It seems to be doing all right. Okay, so that's going to dry clear, so nobody panic that we've got all these blobs around. So glitter glue dries clear. It's great stuff, to be honest, isn't it? Right, okay, so you don't get to see the vellum so much on this one, which is a bit of a fail in a way, but I think it's a bit paler, so that could be why. So let's just drop that. We're not there yet, are we? I think we're missing, I don't know what we're missing, but we'll know when we see it, won't we? Gosh, making a right hash of that. Okay, that's a bit puckery, but that will be okay. I'm sure it will be. It better be. Right, what else have we got? So let me see. We have got this one. I don't want to cover that teddy up, and I don't need to disguise that, but that could be nice there, couldn't it? And I've got I think perhaps this would look okay, whereas on the other one it wouldn't have looked okay. Or do we want that down here? I think it's better down there. I need to hide the fact that this vellum's sticking up all over the place and not behaving very well, you know. To be honest, the Fabri-Tac should be coming out now for this, but I would have to warm it up and get it going, and I think the art glitter glue would be fine with something this diddy. Just come out of there with that. And then what I'm thinking is we need some bling, possibly. It's a shame that just doesn't pop, does it? But no matter, we will find a way around this. What have we got? What have we got that we can make something happen with? I do have lots of different types of tags in here, so we don't have to stick to the same thing. A number. I think maybe we need something prettier. Yes. I know that's an opposite colour, but that can sometimes work, you know what I mean? Can't it? So I'll have to have a massive tidy up now. I feel like the vellum hasn't really done anything. It's just blended into that collage, which is not what I intended. We did have some of this stuff. Let's see. I mean, there's a silver thing here. That's quite pretty, tiny but pretty. And I did have some of this stuff cut up, but I feel like it's going to need, yeah, something more like that. I'm not sure about this little thing here, but definitely I think the vellum hasn't worked as well on here, which is weird, isn't it? You'd think the same thing would just be fine, but it's to do with colours, I suppose, and the blending of it all. That's better. See, does that? No. Let me see if I've got any pearls hanging about. It's a nice pretty pink one there. Where would we go with that? Down there? Or should we try and put it here? Gonna put it in there. I still think that we need something else. I don't know what it is yet. That's nice. What do we need, guys? What do we need? Something. Something here. What could it be? I mean, I've got all sorts of weird stickers and stuff. Let me just see. Maybe something like this. It would be if I could get it off the page here. Oh, that's like a nice little bit of see-through, that's good. Where are we going to go? Down there. Okay, we're going a bit crazy now, building this up like a collage itself, aren't we? Okay. Let me have a look. This one and this one. See what I mean? This has stood out so well. I just think the colouring of that vellum just didn't do it in the same way. But they do look nice and I am happy with them. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. As you can see, I need to sort my desk out. I hope you'll have a go at some queen envelopes. Don't get too too stressy. Just remember what you got to do down the bottom with the 2 little triangles, and then open it up so that you can get that fold in. I'm sure you'll be fine, and I'll see you on my next video, which I think will be a decision on what journal I'm going to go for and what kit I'm going to use, and start putting the signatures together. So I'll see you on my next video. Thank you.